Well, SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi is in Thabazimbi monitoring the by-elections for us. Pimani, very good afternoon to you. Of course, yesterday we were covering the special voting there in that area. Just talk to us about how voting has kicked off this morning and how everything is going at the moment.
Good afternoon, Unati, and good afternoon to our viewers. Unati, as you rightfully stated, this by-election started at 7 a.m. this morning, and according to the IEC, all 57 polling stations in this municipality opened their doors at 7 a.m. and voters started trickling in. But Unati, I just want to show you this results operation center that I'm coming to you live from. As you can see in the middle, Unati, this is the workstations that have been allocated to IEC officials that will be helping with the capturing of those results as they trickle in from those 57 voting stations. But on the left of that, on the other side of that, Unati, you can see workstations that have been set aside for political representatives of the 21 political parties and 5 independent candidates that are contesting this election, Unati, for them to be seeing as and when the results start trickling in and they can monitor that process. But Unati, up there you can see that big screen. We are all used to this big screen where the numbers start coming in as they are being counted with each of the 21 political parties stated there, starting with the 5 independent candidates. So as and when they start capturing and the votes start coming in, they will be reflected in that big screen. Unati, this is the IEC Results Center here in Thabazimbi at a hall called Bioscope Hall here in Thabazimbi, where this counting is expected to start after 9 p.m. when all polling stations close. But to speak more about how yesterday went, as you stated, with the special vote and how today is going, I'm joined by the Provincial Electoral Officer, Menkaro Mateta. Mateta, thank you so much for your time yet again. Yes. We are at the Results Center, but let's talk about, you called us to a media briefing and you gave us an update in terms of how things are going. Yesterday when we spoke, the biggest worry for the IEC is the high level of voter apathy in this area, where voter turnout in previous elections stood at around 40%. Preliminarily, looking at yesterday and this morning, how are we looking in terms of people coming to polling stations?
Well, yesterday when we closed the special votes, the turnout was promising, particularly for home visits, that we found almost all the people, more than 65% of the people who applied were found at home. Others refused to vote because in some cases, political parties apply on behalf of someone without their knowledge. So such people then refuse and they would want to vote on election day. The station visits, we were expecting more than 4,000 people, and just under 2,000 actually showed up at the voting station. So it was almost next to 50% turnout. We are hopeful, and we are just saying that we are hopeful that when we close at 9 o'clock, we would reach our ambition, and we have set a target of about 60% turnout. The reason why we did so is because there are 21 political parties, and we have seen them hard at work out there, campaigning, including the 5 independent candidates. They have touched the length and breadth of Thabazimbi. So I am sure there is excitement. I think when you were in the voting station, you have seen the kind of excitement that is there, and we're hopeful that this target of 60% will be attained.
And Mateta, talking about your 60% target, let's now talk about results. I only see some officials from your party. There are no political party representatives. When will this operation center start working in terms of counting? And when are you estimating to finish counting these results and releasing them?
Well, our program for today, around 3 p.m. today, some of the agents will be coming in to be trained on the results system, because this is the area where political parties sometimes have challenges in understanding how the results system works. So we want them to understand how the system works, so that when the results start coming in, they will see how, these calculations are done. And when they receive the results on the leaderboard, there will be a common understanding on how this works. At the voting station, all the voting stations after 9 p.m. will then be transformed and then will become counting station. Counting will start immediately after that, and they will proceed until they are done. The result slip will be countersigned by the agents that will be present at the voting station. Thereafter, it will be transported from the voting station, escorted by police, to this result center. On that table over there, we will then the results will be received here. They will be verified to check whether the calculations are correct. They will then move to that table where the scanner is. They will then be scanned and then captured. After capturing, verification will happen to see whether the handwritten result slip is similar to what is captured. Thereafter, we're good to go, and then we will start seeing, the seat allocations.
Are there timelines yet in terms of when this might be finalized?
Well, today we're going to work flat out the whole night. We'll be here for the whole night. We're going to work in shifts. When we are tired, we'll go and sleep. The other team will be coming in so that we are done. By the morning, I'm sure we'll have completed all the work. I know that we have 3 voting centers. One of them is in Northam. The school name is Kraus. The other one is the other 2 are in Rorogile. And then, in fact, there are 3. One is in Rorogile, the other one is in Smasher Block, and the other one in Northam. Those are the ones that might delay us a little bit, but we are hopeful that by 10 o'clock tomorrow, everything will be done.
Were there any technical glitches? Yesterday you mentioned that there was a network challenge here and there. Were there any technical glitches today? Do you expect any going further as the day progresses?
Well, the beauty about our voter management device is that even if we have those technical challenges, it can transform itself and work in an offline mode. So this morning between 7 and around 10, we're operating in an offline mode. No voter could see that this VMD is in an offline mode because we process them normally like we are online. And then the VMDs came back online. Now on our systems, we are able to see all activities with the VMDs that are in operation. And we'll then be able throughout the day check if there are problems and so on. So the VMD is linked to our systems here. We're able to monitor the performance of each one of them.
Thank you so much, Mateta. That Unati is the provincial electoral officer here in Limpopo, Ms. Nkaro Mateta, taking us through that process that awaits them. She says at around 10 a.m. tomorrow, they expect to have completed the counting processes and perhaps be giving out the official results. Unati?
Pimani, thank you so much for that. Of course, we will be touching base with you a little bit later on just to get a sense of how voting is continuing there.